Things have heated up behind the scenes at Tottenham. Captain Cristian Romero has gone public with strong criticism of the board. A Spanish giant has started moving again while keeping a close eye on the situation, and at the same time, a La Liga name is gaining momentum as a possible replacement. The summer window is already beginning to take shape, amid internal pressure, international interest, and strategic planning. Check out the details in this video. But before we begin, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here you get Tottenham news every single day, with context and in-depth analysis to understand what is really happening behind the scenes at the club. The news cycle surrounding Tottenham has reached a new level of intensity after Atletico Madrid reignited their interest in Cristian Romero, right at a time when the captain's relationship with the Spurs board is going through a clearly strained period. According to The Sun, the Spanish club are prepared to test Tottenham's position in the next summer window, closely monitoring the Argentine defender's situation following his public displays of dissatisfaction. The report highlights that Atletico have admired Romero for some time and now see the current tension as a potential market opportunity, even just months after the defender signed a new 4-year contract in London in August, reportedly worth more than £200,000 per week. Atletico's interest is not coming out of nowhere. The Madrid side had previously tried to sign the defender but were unable to structure the deal financially. Now, according to the same outlet, the scenario is viewed as different because of the unsettled environment in North London. Romero, a World Cup winner with Argentina and now 27 years old, was appointed captain by manager Thomas Frank, but has become increasingly vocal about the club's direction, particularly regarding transfer business and squad building during an injury crisis. The situation grew even bigger after the last window closed, when Romero took to social media to express frustration over the lack of experienced signings, describing the situation as embarrassing in a post that circulated widely before any institutional containment. The reaction was immediate among supporters and pundits, who interpreted the outburst as a direct message to the board for failing to strengthen the squad at a delicate moment of the season. This episode put Thomas Frank in an uncomfortable position, as his own captain was publicly criticizing the club's strategy while the team is trying to respond on the pitch. This, however, was not an isolated case. Back in January, after a 3-2 defeat to Bournemouth, Romero had already made a post with veiled criticism aimed at other people, understood to be members of the club's hierarchy, suggesting that some lies were being told. Although the content was later edited, the internal impact had already been made. Reports say both Thomas Frank and co-sporting director Johan Lange held emergency talks with the player at the time. Romero did not lose the armband nor was he fined, but the manager issued a clear public warning in an interview on the 8th of January, stating that one mistake can be tolerated but not repeated, implying that the coaching staff's patience has limits, even referencing past disciplinary situations within the squad. With another episode emerging just weeks later, the manager's authority is now being tested, naturally fueling speculation about a possible summer exit. While Romero's future enters an uncertain zone, the Spanish press are also reporting on a potential replacement. According to Fitches, Tottenham have identified Aita Paredes of Athletic Club as one of their priority targets for the next window. The 25-year-old defender has established himself as an important figure in the Spanish side and is seen as a player who fits Thomas Frank's ideas, particularly because of his ability to play out from the back with quality. The same source states he is considered one of the Danish manager's priorities to strengthen the defensive sector. The figures associated with the move vary across reports but are around £35 million or roughly €40 million, numbers described as viable within Tottenham's financial reality. Athletic, meanwhile, would not make the departure of a homegrown player easy and would demand the full release clause to be paid, according to reports in Spain. Paredes has a long-term contract and, under Ernesto Valverde, has built a consistent run of starts, along with appearances in European competitions, reinforcing his top-level experience despite his still favourable age for further development. Reports also highlight individual numbers that help explain the interest. Paredes posts strong averages for tackles and interceptions per match in the league, a solid volume of ball recoveries and defensive clearances, along with a high pass completion rate and frequent use of long passes, traits valued in systems that require build-up from the back. His security in duels and ability to progress with the ball are also pointed out as strengths, fitting the profile of the modern centre-back Tottenham are looking to establish. The backdrop to all this movement is the uncertainty surrounding the permanence of key defensive names. Even with a renewed contract, Romero is now being linked with clubs such as Atletico Madrid, while there are also doubts around other defenders in the squad, a scenario that leads the club to plan for the future under different possible outcomes. The pursuit of a name like Paredes therefore appears not only as a market opportunity, but as part of a preventive strategy ahead of a summer that could be decisive for the backbone of the team. What is taking shape, then, is a moment of strong institutional tension mixed with strategic market movements. On one side, a captain who publicly exposes his dissatisfaction and attracts the interest of a European giant, as reported by The Sun. On the other, planning that already looks at alternatives such as Aitor Paredes, according to Fitches, showing that Tottenham are preparing for different possible outcomes. The summer promises to be a turning point for the Spurs' defence and for the relationship between squad leadership and the board. Now I want to hear from you, Tottenham fan. Do you think the club should do everything to keep Romero, even after these statements, or is it time to start a new cycle in defence? And would Aitor Paredes be a worthy replacement? Leave your opinion in the comments, because this debate is crucial. If you enjoy following everything about Spurs with depth, context, and credibility, subscribe to the channel, leave a like and share the video. That way you won't miss any updates on this possible Romero case, Atletico's interest, and Tottenham's next steps in the market. See you next time. Come on you Spurs!